one from somebody else, one back to you. Yep.
My name is Katie, and I'm a junior right now. So I've been looking for internships and just thinking about what it is that I want to do when I graduate. And I think sort of a difficulty that I have experienced is that since I'm here in Middlebury, Vermont, it's hard for me to not only know what industry I want to work in, but also what specific job it is that I'm looking for. So if you guys have any like personal stories or experiences or advice you can give on that, that'd be great.
I think it's tough. I think there are definitely resources out there. Like there are usually career fairs and things. Like I know that the NESCAC sort of group of schools will get together and have like a Boston day. It's like they have Boston job fairs and Boston-based sort of career interview days, and that allows firms in Boston and New York City to just make a quick trip, you know, to a hotel or something like that and see a whole bunch of students at once. I think it's, you know, you're right. I mean, it's a little bit of a challenge when you're up here and employers aren't just going to, you know, drive 3 hours north of the city to, you know, to explore, you know, or to have interviews unless they're really serious. And at the internship level, that might not happen, especially if they're only looking for one intern. So, you know, that's a tough one. Do you guys have any?
I just wanted to jump in there and help a little bit. We have a lot of online resources, and one collection are called the Vault Guides, and on the CSO webpage. And you can not only read the guides there, but you can also download them for free, and they cover about every industry that liberal arts grads could be interested in. That's just one of the resources. There's way more stuff on there than you would ever have time to read. But I would first just recommend the Vault Guides. I think they're a great way to start. They're succinct, gets right to the point, gives you job titles and what entry-level jobs are usually like and that kind of thing.
Yeah, and you know, I'll actually, I'll disagree with you a little bit, Katie, on that. I actually don't think you're disserviced by being in Middlebury, Vermont, even if you were in like at Columbia in New York City.
Yeah.
I think the reality is that most people, you will find most of the information you find will be through phone calls. I think the online resources are fantastic. I think probably most companies that hire undergraduates often will have an actual section on their site that describes jobs. We'll have like I know on our site we have like videos of people that are in those jobs that are like, hey, this is day in life of what we do, etc. I think the third-party research like the Vault is great to look at.
I would super tactically, again, hopefully these are helpful pieces, do a little bit of the reading, pick like 3, 4, 5 industries that you think are interesting, and then look for a Middlebury alum who graduated last year or 2 years ago, and just send them an email or give them a call and say, hey, here's the position I'm in, just starting to learn about this. I really am just trying to figure out what kind of industry I want to be in. Can you just tell me what your job is like, what you do, why it's interesting, why it sucks, you know, like, give me the full picture. And that's even before, that's an informational interview, but it's not like you're trying to get a job. It's the first step in getting a job, right? But it's not formal, you don't need to know a ton of stuff. And I think those conversations will really help you narrow down the field. And then before you know it, you'll have 1 or 2 industries you're interested in and actually pursuing interviews and that sort of thing.
Yeah. I think I was, I don't know, specifically more towards like the personal experience of choosing amongst, you know, the bazillion industries that are out there.
Yeah.
And I mean, like resources like Vault are great, but on a personal level, it's really hard to sort of read through all of the sort of advertising.
Yeah, that's a great point. You know, so I had a conversation with my assistant, who is exploring different roles, and she's 2 years out of school, and very similar to all of you. And we sat down and we spent an hour, and what we did was we kind of took a step back and we brainstormed what are the things that you like to do? Like, don't associate it with a job, but like, what do you like to do? And it was like, hey, I like to solve problems real time. I don't like to do like Excel analysis. I like to work in a team versus being an individual contributor. I like presenting. I like, you know, talking to people. And we just like literally just like what you would think are very basic things. But if I did that with Leslie, I would do it with other people on my team, and I would get a very different response. It would be like, I love to get like a problem and have to solve that problem by myself. I love owning my own time and not having to like rely on other people to help me solve that problem. You know, I get very uncomfortable speaking to other people and getting up in front of them, et cetera. And I guarantee if we did that with each of you in this room, you would all have very different characteristics. So take that, and then what that will do is that would, you know, and I'm sure the CEO would help you out with that. Take those characteristics and then talk to people and figure out, okay, like, who are people that have those characteristics that are very successful, and think about what type of roles that they've taken and how they match it. Like, I will never be an investment banker. I will never work in a hedge fund. Like, that's the things that cause you to be very successful in those jobs are not things that I enjoy. And, you know, one of the things I would really encourage you to do is think about what personally you really like to do, and go from there. Don't think about what you're supposed to like to do. I think we all do that quite often. It's human nature, and it's one of one of the most damaging things that you can do. You know, think about yourself. What you like doesn't have to be what the person like next to you